For 4 years, I've been using the products of Wahoo, from chest straps to the watch, which I'm not wearing at the minute, and the Wahoo bike computers. Now, I'm out with Beth on her training ride, waiting patiently for a message from John on some exciting new tech. So hopefully that message will come soon, and I can scat down there and do a little switcheroo, and I'll bring you with me. The day is here. I've come to collect my Wahoo Ace.
Hello.
I'm here for my Ace.
Your Ace.
Ah,
there you go.
thank you.
That's the box it came in.
It's a very big Ace-sized box.
It is, yes.
I'm going to go for a ride and test it out.
I'm going to go and play with the jig with my GCN hat on.
Good. I like the big screen. The anti-glare screen is good as well. Kind of playing with the screen set, not showing what to do. But yeah, so far so good. Very vibrant screen. And the colours for the power zones and the wind speed is interesting. I'm already surprised at how much the wind speed is changing constantly. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what the baseline on this side is like. But like the screen, the most important on the cyclist, looking about. If you're doing outdoor workouts, then that's how you know what zone you need to be in. I haven't played with the brightness or anything, so it's just as it is out of the box. It's easier to see without my glasses on. But I find myself looking at a little line opposed to my numbers. Which isn't a bad thing, but it's just something to get used to. So I've just gone to skip to the checkpoint, and this is much better. It's a big upgrade. So, now I'm a few intervals in. The zone screen isn't as tough to read as I first thought. sort of, you can glance down, not really look at the number you're doing, but just look to see where that little black dot is and to make sure it's in the green. Yeah, no, it's not too bad. Not as bad as I first thought. So yeah, that feature will take some getting used to, and it's all new display. So yeah, we keep adapting, but it's not as bad as I first thought it was going to be. So, ride done, interval's done. So I tried out the Wahoo interval setup on the Ace, and yeah, it was good. You know, as I said at first, I thought following the little bar to make sure you're in the right zone during an interval was going to be difficult compared to on the roam where you just had the range, the number range, and you just made sure you're in there. But actually, it wasn't too bad. I mean, those are out the saddle effort, so I mean, it's not exactly in your eye line, but yeah, just glance down from time to time, and it's fairly easy to see. I mean, the green bar is brighter than I thought it was. So yeah, interval's done. Just went for Beth to come back up on her session now, and then we're going to head back. So I thought whilst we're heading back, even though I know the way, I'm going to try out the navigation on the Ace, and yeah, I'm just going to retrace the ride. And I mean, I'm still getting used to having a touch screen, which is bizarre, but yeah, I mean, it's fairly simple. Click that button, not that button, serves me right for looking at my phone, but press that button. I mean, there's all my routes, and then you just simply retrace ride, and then bibbity bobbity boop, there. Now you've got, this is new. I mean, this is the benefit to having the massive screen, is this like the en route navigation. I don't know if I've got the voice turned on in my settings, but if I do, I'll get a video of that and see, because it does do voice navigation, a bit like, you know, your iPhone, Apple Maps and stuff. So yeah, and another cool thing you can do is, you know, you can lock the screen and unlock the screen, so you know, you can move around a lot easier and set pins of somewhere you want to go. So you can find somewhere, tap on the screen, and that's your destination. So yeah, let's give this a go. But already I'm liking the brightness of the screen, and also, like, it's just like a phone. Like, you know, you can add points of interest, and it's basically a sat nav. Yeah, and like street names and stuff. So there's a lot of different options you can do. Like, yeah, they're already selected. So yeah, it's basically a sat nav, and it's the size of one too. But yeah, so far so good. I'll do like an overview afterwards, but there's a lot of gadgets on it that a lot of people would not need. So yeah, but I like it. I don't really like having to use this because it was too big to fit on my out front mount, but hopefully someone will make one soon. But I mean, it's not too invasive. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And like the plastic ones that come with the Roam is really big and bulky. So this is metal. You know, they've done a good design of it. You know, so yeah. But hopefully someone makes an out front mount soon enough. However, my Roam was broken, and my old out front mount was broken. And it's nice having a head unit that does not rattle every single bump you go over. But yeah, and I still can't get over this. So just got back from a ride, and I just wanted to show a bit more the wind analysis. So you get this wind dynamics, and this is what I was saying about the different colours for the different ranges. So air boost is tailwind. So like, for example, this ride was 2 minutes 18 with big tailwind, and then most of it was like neutral, like no wind at all, and a little bit of headwind, which is a light air drag. So you get this little breakdown of your headwind, and I'm not sure their plans, but it'd be nice if that was sort of a on the move thing where it broke down your headwind, tailwind. But I mean, after a couple of times you get used to the colours, and you can see when you're in a headwind or a tailwind. So yeah, that's the wind dynamics. So I've been using the Wahoo Ace now for a couple of days. I've done like 8-ish hours of riding with it, and yeah, this whole video it's not sponsored by Wahoo. It's not a Wahoo video. It's not anything like that. It's just my first impressions and thoughts after using it. So I mean, as the videos are told, so I've tested the general use, the usability, the map, the amazing bike bow, and the navigation and stuff. So I'll start with navigation. The map is like perfect. It is so clear and crisp, and the anti-glare screen is brilliant. So whatever angle you're from, you know, you can see it, and there's no glare at all, and it's brilliant even when the sun's on it. And I like the addition of being able to add layers. So, you know, you can add your points of interest, your coffee stops, street names, or if you just want it plain and simple, just roads, then you can. So, yeah, 10 out of 10. The map is absolutely brilliant. The navigation, as you saw in the video, you know, nice and big, you would expect so with a massive screen. The only thing I think needs some work is the voice navigation. I mean, I used it coming back from the interval session, and we were in some wind, and you can barely hear it. And I mean, I ride a lot on my own, so I normally got headphones, so definitely wouldn't hear it. But it depends what you want, because personally for me, the beeps are fine. Most of the time, I mute the beeps anyway and just look at the screen. But yeah, I mean, it's personal preference, but I don't think the voice is loud enough. I mean, compared to the noise of the bell, yeah, I mean, it's obviously got a loudspeaker in it, and yeah, there's no real reason why it can't be much louder, I guess. I don't know whether that might be something they can change or update, or something I'm missing. You might be able to change the volume of the bell, but from what I can see, you can change your music volume, and you can change the volume of the tones, but not the speech. So yeah, navigation. So usability, I mean, it's quick, like really quick, and finally for Wahoo to have a touchscreen is massive, and pun intended. Not the Wahoo is massive, even though it is. Having a touchscreen is nice, and you can still use the buttons, which I really like. You're not limited to that one like user interface. So yeah, it's quick. You know, swipes on the screen are good. And one thing I really noticed, which I mean, I didn't really realise was an issue, but pairing sensors, like for the first time, and finding sensors once you've got them set up. You know, I can get to the end of the road sometimes, and it's finally picked up my heart rate like previously. Whereas with this, as soon as I turn it on, the main like first riding screen, ready to ride screen comes on, and the sensors are all there and already paired and ready to go. So yeah, that's really good and that's really quick. And I know, speaking to a few other people, that was one of the things that they also commented on. So yeah, so far so good. I mean, you've still got the usual Wahoo aspects that you can use, which were they brought out recently for the Roam V2. You know, like the music, controlling your GoPro, pairing it up to a rear light, like a Garmin Varia radar light and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all the good stuff that it already had is there, and now we're on with some new improvements. The wind sensor. Now this is a big thing for Wahoo and for bike computers in general. But having that wind sensor is something that 99.9% of people will not need. However, I've just been playing with it and I've had it on and I've played around with the screens and stuff like that. And I've had it on and it's interesting. I mean, the numbers are always changing. Like it's never a constant. It's not an average. It is what it is. But what really came into its own was viewing the data afterwards. Was something that I found really cool because you can see not just headwind, tailwind, but they've broken like headwind down into two, like light and big, and same with tailwind. And I mean, I'm a numbers geek, and I like numbers, and I use my windsock before having this to view wind and stuff like that. So having this data on the screen is brilliant, and now I've got used to what the color coding system is for headwind, tailwind, etc. I understand it a lot better, and I think going into like racing, like time trials, it's really going to help with, especially out and back courses. Really, it's really going to help with pacing, because I mean we all do it where you feel like you're riding into a headwind and then you turn around and you're like, oh my god, that's a headwind. So yeah, it's something to get used to and it's something new, and I think more companies, well, I guess Garmin is going to do something similar. But yeah, I mean, do we need it? Probably not.